Hello, this is Dane Forgione. I am the founder and director of Vagabond Repertory Theater Company, and this is our presentation of the Guardian game. Now, as I record this, it is the 9th of August, 2020. We recorded this show on the 7th. Now, unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond our control, the introduction where I introduced the cast was sadly lost. However, I did not want to go without acknowledging the very talented cast of this show. That includes Shannon Shipp, Chelsea Rhodes, Marissa Carpio, Charles Sullivan, Dory Aspinwall, Mark Gledhill, Troy Allen, Jason Amherst, and my good friend Michael Riley as the narrator. This show was also done to benefit the Sjogren's Foundation, and any information that anyone needs, or if they'd like to donate, I will leave a link in the description of this video. We pick up the show, already in progress, with just before we began Act 1. We are going to get started. Everybody is now currently going into their positions. And we're going to get ready to begin. I see some very lovely, I see a lot of lovelies in the chat. I see Ashley, and I see Hanya, and I see Michelle. Thank you guys for coming. I see. We got a lot of people are just piling in. Come on, everybody, squeeze in. Yes. So let us take you back to a simpler time. This is based somewhat off of the Jerry Lewis movie, The Family Jewels, which I always thought was a very underrated movie. And this was just my interpretation of it. So, without further ado, we are going to get started. Here we go. And there's actually 2 acts to this. There will be a few minutes intermission after the first act, so everybody can kind of, gather their thoughts, and we could talk more about the Sjogren's Foundation and where to donate. And yes, all that great stuff. So, without further ado, here we go with the Guardian game. Mr. Michael is settled into his narrator chair, so here we go.
The curtains of the stage are not yet open as our show begins. The lights are dim and no noise can be heard until the beginning instrumental notes of a news program blares on.
This is the 5 o'clock news brought to you by Channel 4, WKJBI. And now, here's Lee Simpson.
Good evening. Tonight's top news story, tragedy out of Los Angeles, California. Barbara and Samuel Jenkins, best known to California residents as well as those throughout the country as the founders of the Jenkins Family Steel Company, one of the largest producers of steel manufacturing and production, have met a tragic end. Just a little while ago, it was reported at our Los Angeles affiliate that while driving home from a late-night party, the vehicle that was driven by Barbara and Samuel was struck by a semi-truck. The driver of the semi-truck, whose name has not been released as of yet, had fallen asleep at the wheel when the tragic accident occurred. Both Barbara and Samuel died instantly, while the semi-truck driver escaped with only minor injuries. This tragic accident has brought not only sadness to the Jenkins family, but also much confusion as to who will now take over as heir to the company that bears the family name. For now, we can only speculate that young Mindy Jenkins, the daughter of Barbara and Samuel Jenkins, will be thrust into the spotlight and take over her parents' company, as well as become the heir to the well over $500 million sum that the company is worth. However, details at this time remain unclear, and we will bring you more information as the story develops.
Slowly, the voiceover fades out, and the curtains begin to open. Once this is done, we can see on stage the room of a young girl. She's asleep in her bed, snuggled up tight within her covers. Her room is adorned with various toys and knickknacks appropriate for a girl aged about 11 to 12 years old. This is the bedroom of Mindy Jenkins. Soon we become aware of the presence of 4 figures standing outside the door to her room, 1 man and 3 women, all dressed in plain black servants' clothes. They all seem to be deliberating with one another, hesitant to enter into Mindy's room.
Please, Conrad, let the poor girl sleep. She'll be devastated.
Mrs. Beasley, she's going to hear about it either way. Better it come from us than from the news.
What now? When she's just waking up?
Oh, what choice have we, Mrs. Beasley?
Oh, none, I suppose.
Are we in agreement then? Miss Mindy, Miss Mindy, it's morning. It's time to wake up.
The four adults enter into the room and slowly, almost hesitantly, approach Mindy's bed. They stand before it as Conrad slowly clears his throat.
Come now, Miss Mindy. You can't sleep the day away.
Shh, Conrad. Give her a chance to open her eyes.
Soon Mindy stirs in her bed. Her eyes flutter open, and she slowly sits up, yawns, and stretches.
Oh, good morning, Conrad. Mrs. Beasley?
Good morning, dear.
Yes?
Conrad, what's the matter? Usually it's just you who comes in the morning. Is breakfast larger than usual this morning? That was just a joke, of course.
Yes, it was very amusing, Miss Mindy.
But none of you are laughing. Conrad, something's wrong. I know there is. Everyone here looks so sad. Please tell me what's going on.
The two nameless maids can no longer hold back. They both let out stifled sobs and turn away from Mindy's bed. Conrad looks to them briefly.
Ladies, please, some decorum. We all must keep calm.
Conrad, you're scaring me. Tell me what's wrong. There has to be a reason for them crying right now.
Oh, my dear child, come here. Mindy, there's something that happened last night that needs to be told to you.
What is it?
Well, Miss Mindy, we're going to tell you, but you must stay strong for us. Can you do that?
Yes, I promise.
Miss Mindy, sometimes in life we come across very good, very wonderful people, much like your parents. They bring so much joy and happiness into people's lives, and then certain things happen, unfairly, mind you, that extinguish that. But we must always remember how much they have touched our lives.
Conrad, as their daughter, I'll let you in on something. I know firsthand how wonderful my parents are. It wasn't exactly a secret to me. But what does that have to do with what apparently happened last night?
Miss Mindy, as you know, your mother and father went out to a dinner party last night. You were aware of that, right?
Yes, I knew about it. Father said he was going to bring me back a nice grilled chicken. He knows how much I like having a lunch like that. What about the party, Conrad?
Well, Miss Mindy, there was a situation that occurred last night.
A situation?
Yes, my girl. You see, there was an accident on the road while your parents were coming home, and, well, they're gone.
Gone?
Gone, Miss Mindy. I'm so sorry.
A long silence fills the room. From the look on Mindy's face, we can see that she is processing all of this, and that soon she is beginning to realize what Conrad means by gone. She puts a hand to her mouth in shock. Soon, her arm drops to her side, more out of sheer numbness from this news that she's now comprehending.
No. Oh, please, no. I'm still asleep, aren't I? This is all a bad dream, isn't it? Please, tell me this is a bad dream.
Oh, Mindy, sweetheart.
Miss Mindy, I know this is a great shock, but for now, we all have to stay strong, together. Now, Mr. Selnick, your mother's and father's lawyer, you remember him, yes? Well, he is on his way here as we speak. He's going to talk you through your parents' will.
The will?
Don't worry about a thing, though, my love. We'll all be standing right here beside you while this is done. We won't let you sit there alone.
Yes, I can do it. Promise though none of you will leave the room?
Oh, not even for a moment.
Okay. Mr. Selnick will be here soon, you said? Then I'd better put on my best outfit.
She steps away from the group for a moment, then, turning back and fighting tears, she rushes back into the embrace of Mrs. Beasley, and then soon goes to hug the others, one by one, as the lights on stage slowly dim out to black. As the curtains remain closed, the sound of several voices milling about can be heard as a spotlight shines on one particular woman, holding a microphone in one hand and dressed to impress, including a press badge slung around her neck. The woman looks around for a moment, then speaks to someone off stage.
Eddie, do you have the camera all set up?
Ready to go, Miss St. James.
Okay then, we'll start in just a few seconds. Look at all of this. It's a zoo around here.
Yeah, something this tragic tends to bring out all the news channels, Jen. You know that.
True, but just the sheer amount of it all. There's Channel 2, Channel 4, 7, 9, 11. Even the Channel 26 news is here.
Didn't even know it went that high. Listen, Jen, you'll be fine. You're a great reporter. Just take a deep breath, relax, and do what you do best.
Yeah, you always know how to make a reporter want to report, Eddie. Okay, hold the camera up high now. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, Los Angeles. This is Jennifer St. James, Channel 8 News, coming to you live from the home of the Jenkins family. As I'm sure you, the public, are now fully aware, Barbara and Samuel Jenkins, the founders of the Jenkins Family Steel Company, tragically lost their lives in an automobile accident last night. As I speak, the household remains oddly still and bereft of activity from my vantage point, though sources have told me that a will reading is expected to happen by the end of the day. When more information is made available, I will broadcast it to you.
And we're off.
The spotlight fades off on Jennifer and she walks off stage as the curtains open up to reveal the spacious living room of the Jenkins house. Mindy is seated at a table in the center of the stage with Conrad and Mrs. Beasley beside her, as across from her sits Mr. Selnick, dressed in a suit and tie, a briefcase on top of the table where he sits, along with several stacks of paper.
Mindy, let me once again extend my deepest sympathies to you at this time. I know this is very overwhelming for you, and you probably want some time to grieve. But your father left me very explicit instructions that if anything were to happen to him or your mother, that the will would need to be read out at once to square things away. You understand that, yes?
I do, Mr. Selnick.
All right then. If everyone's here, I shall begin reading from the will.
Wait a second. Not everyone is here. What about Bobby?
Knowing him, he's probably running late, as per usual.
Well, we can't start without him.
I'm sure he'll join us eventually, dear.
No, I won't start without him.
I hate to interrupt, but who is this Bobby person? Is he a relative of Mindy's?
No, sir. Bobby was hired by the Jenkins to be Miss Mindy's chauffeur and personal bodyguard, as it were. He's known her since she was quite young, so understandably they've both grown very fond of each other.
Yes, we have, which is why I won't sit here and listen to one word of that will until he's here.
With all due respect, I can't wait forever. There's a lot that needs to be talked about. Well, I'll wait 5 minutes. If he's not here by then, I'm afraid we'll have to proceed without him.
The lights on stage dim, and a spotlight soon shines down on the floor near the front of the stage. A man in a one-piece jumpsuit, holding a rake, presumably a gardener, is standing idly by. Soon, a second, younger man is seen hurrying down the aisle, dressed in jeans, a white shirt, and a black leather jacket. Out of breath, he races up to the gardener.
Hey, Zeke, I'm here.
You're late, Bobby.
Well, it's a zoo around the mansion, Zeke. You see that. What the heck is going on? Did something happen with Mr. and Mrs. J? Is everything okay?
You mean you don't know?
Well, truth be told, I had a date last night, so I really didn't have a chance to check in.
Bobby, Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins were involved in a car accident.
A car accident? Holy smokes! That's a bad stroke of luck. Are they in the hospital or something?
Not the hospital, Bobby.
No. Oh no. It can't be.
It is.
Oh my God. Mindy, is she?
She's inside with Mr. Selnick, going over the will now.
Oh, the poor kid. This has got to be tearing her up. I've got to get inside. I've got to get to her. I'll see you later, Zeke.
He pushes past Zeke and goes off to the side of the stage as the lights go off on Zeke and back onto the stage. As the lights shine back onto the scene, Mr. Selnick is looking at his pocket watch again.
We can't waste any more time. I'm sorry, but we need to begin.
I'm here. I'm so sorry.
Bobby!
Oh, kid, come here. Shh. It's okay. I'm here. Bobby's here.
Robert, where were you all this time?
I know. I lost track of time. I'm sorry.
Never mind that, love. You're here now. That's all that matters.
Oh, Bobby, this is a nightmare. I can't believe it's happening. Thank goodness you're here. Conrad and Mrs. Baisley have helped me, but you being here helps me to keep from falling apart even more.
Don't worry, kid. I'm not going to leave your side. I'll stay here night and day if I have to.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
As nice of a moment as this is, we have the rather pressing matters to get to. The will, for instance.
Yes, of course. My apologies, Mr. Selnick. We can proceed now.
Yes, well then. Let's see here. Yes. I, Samuel Jenkins, along with my dear wife Barbara, being of sound mind and bodies, do here bequeath the following. In the event of our passing, we shall leave a sizable pension and benefits to all our staff members, including, but not limited to, our faithful butler Conrad, our senior maid, Mrs. Beasley, and our beloved daughter's bodyguard, Bobby Smith. They shall all be able to live comfortably off these pensions, and to our dear beloved daughter, Mindy, Barbara and I leave to her the entire amount of our fortune. $500 million.
Gosh.
However, there's one caveat that we must stress upon, is that Mindy must find a suitable guardian to look after her.
Well, that should be simple enough. You have relatives, don't you, Mindy?
Well, gosh, not that I know of.
It appears the answer might lie in this next sentence. On the issue of her guardianship, let it be known that Mindy's closest living relatives are her six-uncles, brothers of Samuel Jenkins.
Miss Mindy, were you aware of this? That you had that many uncles, let alone one?
Well, no, I didn't. Mother and father never spoke about them. At least to me.
Do you have any idea where these uncles of hers could be?
Don't rush me. I'm getting there. In the event of my and Barbara's passings, the following packets shall be distributed to our daughter, letting her know of the whereabouts of her uncles, as well as any relative information about them.
With that, Mr. Selnick reaches into the pile of papers and produces 6 envelopes, passing them over to Bobby, who gives them to Mindy.
Well, would you look at this? Uncle Mortimer, Uncle Cecil, Uncle Harold, Uncle Terence, Uncle Stu, and Uncle Vito. To think I went this long without even knowing I had uncles.
Hopefully they all live close by, Mr. Selnick.
Conrad, to be fair, I think we can afford to pay for a few plane tickets given the situation.
Well, whatever the case, Mindy, it's important that you meet your uncles and decide which of them is to become your guardian as quickly as possible. I don't think your parents would have wanted this to drag on for too long.
Neither do I. But, well, gee, I don't even know where to start. There are 6 of them.
Well, hey, let's start with this one here. Your Uncle Mortimer. It says here he lives within a few miles of the house. It makes sense to start with the closest one, right?
I don't care who you start with, as long as the decision is made as soon as possible.
Of course, Mr. Selnick. Well, I mean, this is the wishes of my parents, and I do want to know who my uncles are. So, what are we waiting for then? Let's go and see Uncle Mortimer. Bobby, would you be so kind as to drive me to Uncle Mortimer's house?
Of course, kiddo. I'll get the car ready.
Mindy, my love, I'm very proud of you right now. Just know that. You've been so strong since this news came to you. A lot stronger than I'd be.
Well, truth be told, it's been awful. Truly awful. But with you and Conrad, Bobby helping me through it, it's been a lot easier. And with that, I thank you. But right now I have an uncle to see. Mortimer, to be exact.
Is there anything we can do for you before you go?
Just wish me luck.
Oh, we shall. In spades, Miss Mindy.
He and Miss Beasley go off on either side of Mindy and hug her as the lights dim to end the scene. Lights fade up on the interior of an old-fashioned but elegant-looking mansion. There is quiet on the stage as no one appears to be around. Soon, we hear knocking on the front door.
Hello? Uncle Mortimer? Uncle Mortimer? Are you home? You left the door ajar. I can't imagine why. Anyone could just walk right in. Uncle Mortimer? Are you okay? Are you home? Hello? It's your niece, Mindy. I must speak with you.
Soon an older, and we do mean older, looking man, walking with the assistance of a cane, shuffles onto the stage. He very slowly makes his way towards a couch that is situated in the middle of the stage.
I'm nearly halfway there.
This is Uncle Mortimer. As he very slowly shuffles forward, Mindy watches him with a combination of interest and surprise.
Oh, umbriago.
My goodness. When they said Uncle Mortimer was the oldest of my father's brothers, they weren't lying.
Sitting.
Ahem. Uncle Mortimer, hello. I must speak with you. It's very important.
Huh?
I'm your niece, Mindy Jenkins. Uncle, I must speak with you. There's some news I must share with you.
What?
News! I must share some news with you.
Speak up, dearie. I'm a trifle deaf in both ears.
I must tell you some news.
A bit more louder, please.
Uncle Mortimer, please, I have news. News!
There's no need to shout, dearie. Please continue.
Uncle Mortimer, I'm sure you've already heard the terrible news. But you see, my father, your brother, Samuel Jenkins, he and my mother, they passed away in a terrible accident. So I've been left as the sole heir to the family fortune. But you see, Uncle, I can't hold it all alone. I must find myself a guardian to look after me. So I'm going around to my father's various brothers in order to see who would be best fit to look after me. And since you were the closest in distance, I came to you first. Uncle Mortimer? Uncle? Hello? Are you okay? Are you dead? Oh no, not you too! Oh, thank goodness. Hey, wait a minute! Oh, for goodness sake, Uncle, wake up!
I'm up.
Oh, Uncle, please pay attention. This is important. You must help me. I need some guidance from you. I need to know you're here to help me. Can you do that for me?
I'm sorry, young lady, but who are you again?
Oh, never mind, Uncle. I'll come back later.
What?
I'll come back later.
Please speak up, dearie. I'm a trifle deaf in both ears. Kids today, no patience whatsoever. Always shouting and reading newspaper comics and their hula hoops and...
After a brief fade to black, Miss St. James appears on stage in front of the curtain, microphone in hand, addressing the audience as if giving a news broadcast.
Well, folks, it's been an interesting 24 hours to be sure. Young Mindy Jenkins has departed on a search for the living uncles of her family. Yes, folks, according to sources, the Jenkins family, in their will, specified that Mindy must find a suitable guardian to look after her and her sizable inheritance now that her parents have passed on. She was spotted visiting one household already, indicating that she found at least one of her uncles. She wasn't there long, though, as she was soon seen departing rather quickly to locations unknown. No doubt she is looking to get to the next available uncle as soon as she can, so that she can make her decision as quickly as possible. Just know, dear viewers, that this reporter will bring you any information that she can as this story develops. From now on, this is Jennifer St. James for Channel 8 News, signing off.
The lights fade on Miss St. James as she goes off stage. After a few moments of darkness, the curtain opens and the lights go up on a very messy living area. All manner of junk is strewn about the stage as Mindy is seen cautiously entering.
Oh, gracious. This is where my Uncle Stu lives? This is the right address on the card, but... Good grief! This place is a pigsty! Oh, it smells awful. Oh dear, I better talk with Uncle Stu as quickly as possible. I don't think I want to stay here any longer than I need to. Uncle Stu? It's me, Mindy. Remember I phoned you to say I was coming to speak with you regarding my looking for your guardian?
Slowly from off stage, out emerges a dirty, unkempt-looking Uncle Stu. He is coughing and muttering as he walks through the menagerie of garbage surrounding him, even stopping to inspect some of it. Mindy is quite horrified as Stu motions for her to sit on what appears to be a couch. At least she hopes so.
Oh, jeez. Right, sit down, kids. What's the story?
So, this is your house, is it, Uncle?
Yeah.
So, Uncle Stu, tell me, what exactly is it that you do? Well, attempt to do anyway.
Do?
Well, yes, I mean, are you employed in any way?
Employed?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I had a job once.
What was it?
Can't remember.
I see.
Wait a minute. I remember now. I used to clean out toilets in public bathrooms.
Oh, well, there's no shame in that, of course.
Yeah, and after 5 years, they finally gave me a brush to do it with.
Oh.
Wait a tick. Where are my manners? You're my niece, after all. Come here, give your Uncle Stu a hug.
No! I mean, no thank you, Uncle. I'm getting over a cold, you see, and I don't want to pass it on to you.
Oh, right. Good thinking. There's an awful lot of germs going around lately. It's all very disgusting, ain't it?
Right. Well, thank you, Uncle Stu. I'll be in touch with you once I've been in contact with the rest of your brothers, okay?
You sure you don't want to stay for lunch?
Oh, I'm quite sure. I had a large breakfast before I came here. A very large breakfast. Goodbye, Uncle. Finally, clean hair.
This smells like roast beef. Last time I had roast beef was 2 weeks ago.
He shrugs and places it back on the couch and then walks off as we black out. As the curtains close, we hear a jingle of a news broadcast being played.
Good evening, this is Lee Sampson for the WKJVI Radio Network. Here are the headlines for today. Mindy Mania is sweeping the nation from coast to coast. Yes, one Mindy Jenkins, the now orphaned heir to the Jenkins family steel company fortune, has begun her search to see which of her late father's many brothers, her uncles, will become her new guardian. Already an outpouring of support has come from near and far, not just in the United States, but from across the world. Mindy's journey has only just begun, and yet this outpouring has come from people such as the Queen of England, the Dalai Lama, and even His Eminence, the Pope. They have pledged words of encouragement in Mindy's time of sorrow and promised that they will speak to her if she needs any counsel or wisdom from them. And back home in the States, the President has offered his support as well, pledging to give Mindy any advice she may need. Other Good Samaritans have also pledged to give Mindy any supplies she might need on her journey. This truly has taken on a life of its own.
The lights slowly fade up to show two chairs on stage, indicating a driver's seat and the back seat of a vehicle. Bobby is seated at the driver's seat and is listening intently as his voiceover is coming over his car radio. He clicks off the radio for a moment, and Mindy comes breathlessly onto the stage and gets into the back seat of the vehicle.
Bobby, drive off as quick as you can. I can still smell Uncle Stu's house from in here.
You got it, kid. Mindy, you're a hit. It's only been a few days, but you're all over the TV and radio. Everyone is talking about you.
They are?
Yep. Conrad and Mrs. Beasley, they had to store a couple of bags full of letters in the living room. They have them all set for you to look at when you get back home.
Golly.
You know, I think I might have even seen a few letters from some boys. Something tells me you might have a few admirers.
No, there were not.
And to God.
You're making that up.
You can see for yourself when we get home. We'll make it a bet. Loser buys the winner a milkshake.
You're on.
Just remember, I like vanilla milkshakes.
Not before you remember that I prefer chocolate. I needed that laugh, Bobby. More than you'll ever know. All that's been going on, having something like this almost made me forget it for a moment. Forget about Mom, Dad, or... well, no.
I know, kid, I know.
Thank you again, Bobby, for all you've been doing for me. Driving me around, taking me all these places, just being there for me.
Think nothing of it, Min. You know, truth be told, I grew up never really having anyone I can call family. My parents were barely there for me. I was on my own a lot. In fact, until I got to know your mom and dad and became your bodyguard, I was kind of just going around aimless in life. But getting to know you and watching you grow up, it gave me a purpose. It gave me a family. You're like a sister to me. And I'm always there for family. You understand?
I do.
Bobby pats her hand with his, gently, and smiles as well as the lights begin to fade to end the scene.
So, how many bags of letters did you say there was?
At least 3, last I counted. And I think the letters from all those boys were in the second bag.
Oh, Bobby.
After a blackout, Miss St. James reappears on stage with the microphone in her hand.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jennifer St. James for Channel 8 News, reporting once again on the Mindy mania that is sweeping the nation. Young Mindy Jenkins is continuing to captivate the nation, and today she is on the move again. She has journeyed to meet with what we can now confirm is Uncle Number 3 in her search. Information is low at this point regarding the identity of this uncle. All we know for sure is that his name is Harold Jenkins.
Mindy soon arrives onto the stage. She tries to hurry past Jennifer, who spots her and rushes up to her.
Wow, an exclusive! Ladies and gentlemen, Mindy has arrived. Mindy, a moment, please.
I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Mindy, let me introduce myself. I am, of course, Jennifer St. James of Channel 8 News.
Oh, yes, I've heard of you.
Well, good. Then you know I've been following your every move so the people of this nation can see it.
Should I be flattered or scared?
Mindy, you're visiting your Uncle Harold. How much do you know about him? What information do you have?
Well, truth be told, I don't have much, but I'm going to have lunch with him right now. And I'm sure we'll get to know each other in that time.
Would you be willing to reveal what you learn about him to Channel 8 News?
My lawyer will be in touch with you about it. But for now, excuse me, please.
Of course, honey. This is Jennifer St. James signing off.
Well, at least he wasn't pushy like those other news stations were.
Come in.
Uncle Harold, it's me, Mindy.
Yes, Mindy dear, I'll be down in just a second.
Well, this is encouraging. Uncle Harold's house looks normal, and he sounds normal. Perhaps this could be the break I was looking for.
Soon Uncle Harold comes walking out, carrying a tray of cookies and 2 empty glasses, along with a pitcher of iced tea.
Ah, there you are, my dear. It's good to see you.
And it's good to see you too, Uncle.
No, it's not. It's horrible to see her.
I'm sorry?
Please, sit down. I have some cookies and iced tea for us.
If only I had put poison in your glass.
Uncle, please, go on and tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear about your life.
Well, aren't you just a darling angel? So polite and well-mannered.
Not to mention ugly.
Excuse me?
Excuse you for what, dear?
Never mind. So, you were about to speak?
Yes. Well, you see, for the last 6 years, I've worked as an accountant in a big office.
Oh, well, that sounds very interesting. What got you into accounting?
Mind your own business, you nosy little brat.
What?
Oh, well, I was always just interested in numbers, I suppose.
Uncle Harold, forgive me for speaking out of turn, but I'm noticing something peculiar about you.
Peculiar, dear?
Yes.
Like those big goggles you call glasses?
Now see there! That's what I'm talking about. In one breath, you're being kind and nice. Then you act insulting to me.
Now, dear, I think you might be imagining things.
Well...
Forget this. Let's just throw her out.
No, we can't. Not my niece.
We'll throw her into the bushes. No one will believe her.
How could you do such a thing?
Just watch me.
Now see here.
See what, dear?
Uncle, be honest. Do you happen to have, any conditions that I wasn't made aware of?
I might have a slight condition.
Just like you have a major case of the stupids.
What gave it away?
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna get going now, Uncle. But I shall be in contact with you.
Don't be a stranger now.
Actually make like a tree and leaf, you twerp.
You don't have to tell me twice.
She hurries away from Uncle Harold and goes to the front of the stage as the curtains close. After they close, she continues.
I had no idea that this was going to be so difficult. My parents never told me how odd and silly my uncles were. Now I think I know the reason why. Good grief. It was 3 uncles met and 3 uncles who were all crazy in their own way. There was no way Mr. Selnick would ever authorize Uncle Harold, Mortimer, and Stu to be my guardians. Nor would any judge allow it either. And to make things even stranger, my next uncle that I found, Uncle Terrence, wasn't much better. You see, it turns out Uncle Terrence was a drill sergeant in the army.
A shrill whistle is heard off stage. Mindy winces and covers her ears as Uncle Terrence, decked out in an army uniform, storms up to her.
Stand straight, maggot. Attention. So, you're my little niece, My brother's little girl?
Yes, Uncle, I am.
Excuse me. I did not hear a sir, yes, sir, anywhere in that mess you call a sentence.
Sir, yes, sir?
Louder.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now, I suppose you think, as your guardian, since you're my niece, I'm gonna treat you like a little princess. That every beck and call you have, I will grant it to you.
Well, that would be lovely, yes.
Well, that's wrong. We are not going to live in namby-pamby land. In my house, you will have discipline. You will have chores. You will wake up every morning at 0500 hours to clean your room and bed top to bottom. And if I see one crook, one sheet out of place, you will start over.
Uncle,
Do not interrupt a sergeant when he is speaking. There will be no time for tomfoolery or fun on my watch. It will be a regimen. Now, give me 25 jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks, Uncle?
Did I stutter, you swine? Jumping jacks, go, now!
What? Oh dear, I am...
Those jumping jacks look awful!
I've never done them before.
That's no excuse! That's it! We're running around the entire house 25 times! Go, go, go! Up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 4.
Mindy runs away off stage and he follows her off. After a blackout, Mindy comes back onto the stage, panting and wearily wiping her brow.
Oh, gracious. I need to catch my breath. I think it's safe to say that Uncle Terrence was a no-go as well. Now, next, I ventured out to see my Uncle Cecil. Now, I had a bit more information on. He was a semi-famous actor on the stage and TV screens. He had some decent work, but he wasn't doing much lately. Now, he wasn't as bizarre as the other uncles I had met thus far, but he came pretty close.
The curtains open to a lavish-looking setup, much like a cluttered theater person would have. Breathlessly, Uncle Cecil comes breezing in, dressed in a robe, along with slacks and a scarf. He flips his scarf dramatically.
Ah, my darling Mindy. So nice to finally meet my dear little niece.
Well, thank you, Uncle. You're too kind.
Now then, my pet, tell me, what is it you wanted to say to me? Apparently you have some news.
Well, sadly, it's not good news. You see, Uncle Cecil, my parents have met an unfortunate end. They both passed on.
Passed on? Barbara? And my dear brother? Gone? Oh, no! Oh, horror! Oh, calamity! Please say this is a joke! Oh, but of course it's not! Oh, Samuel, why could it be me instead of you?
Oh, dear. Uncle, please don't cry. Here, let me get you a tissue.
Oh, no need to do that, my dear, for you see, I was merely acting. Huzzah!
Acting?
Don't misunderstand. I, of course, am saddened by the passing of your parents, but I am not as weepy as I just displayed. Those were great acting skills, wouldn't you say?
Oh, they certainly were.
So what does this all mean then, Mindy?
Well, you see, Uncle, my quest now is to find which of my father's brothers would be a suitable enough guardian for me.
A guardian, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Cecil slowly gazes at Mindy, walks around her, then puts his hands up a la Camerlin's to look at her.
Uncle, is something wrong?
Yes. Yes, this is perfect. It's perfection. I could see it now.
See what now?
Yes, this can work. It could be amazing. Picture it. Mindy Jenkins, the next star of the stage. I'll be your manager. Just imagine all of the ingenue roles you can play. Lady Macbeth, Juliet, Mame, Little Orphan Annie.
Uncle, I'm not exactly that big on acting.
Oh, pish posh. You'll get used to it. Besides, think of the publicity for me. You. Here you are. Study these scripts and study them well.
Uncle, I can't possibly memorize all of these scripts. That's crazy.
You know what? You're probably right. We'll focus on Shakespeare first. Then we'll go into Gilbert and Sullivan.
Uncle Cecil, I really need to go. I still have so much to do.
Well, promise me that I'm going to be at least close in the running for your pick.
Sure, I promise. Don't worry. I was merely acting.
She imitates Cecil's scarf flip and then goes off stage. In front of the curtains, which close, we are soon greeted with what appears to be a sitting room of sorts. In this room are 2 chairs, a small desk, and a record player. Mindy comes back onto the stage and sighs a tired sigh.
Oh, gracious. After meeting 5 uncles in a few days, really wears a girl out. Perhaps listening to some music will help me relax.
With that, Mindy looks through a stack of some records. She picks one that she likes, then places it onto the player. Some instrumental music starts up, and Mindy smiles and closes her eyes to listen briefly, then starts to sing.
I see Princess Aurora is awake.
Oh, Bobby, it's you. I didn't hear you come in.
Sorry, I just didn't want to cut you off from your singing. May I trouble thee for a dance, milady?
You may, kind sir.
With that, the 2 begin to playfully waltz about the room as the music continues.
Bobby, do you remember when I was little? I used to beg you to play Prince Philip while I was Aurora.
Yeah, it's a shame I outgrew that prince outfit you found for me.
It did look nice on you.
True. I even wore it out for a few dates.
Oh, you did not.
I can show you the pictures to prove it. Someday. Maybe. So how's the great uncle search going?
Bobby, it's terrible. One uncle is crazier than the other. And I still have one left to see. my Uncle Vito. Bobby, what if he's crazy too?
You can't be afraid of what ifs, kiddo. You need to just grin and bear it. If you're gonna find a decent guardian, you need to see him.
I do, don't I?
Listen, I know this has been tough, but it's gonna work out, Mindy. I know your uncles aren't the most normal guys, but I'm sure once everything calms down, at least one of them will seem decent enough to go to.
You think?
I know. Just trust me, huh? Would a prince ever lie to a princess?
I would hope not.
Come on. Let's go read the card info on your Uncle Vito. Tomorrow we'll go and find him and see what he's all about. Lead the way, dear Aurora.
I shall, Prince Philip.
They two laugh again and walk off stage as we go to blackout. The sounds of a speakeasy-inspired venue can be heard as the lights on stage come back up, and Mindy cautiously walks over to a door located center stage.
I'm sure glad Bobby is waiting in the car. This place gives me the creeps. I sure hope this is the right address and Uncle Vito is here.
Password.
Password?
Yeah, no one gets in to see Vito Gambino without the password.
As much as I'm a stickler for following the rules, this is a pressing matter. I'm Vito Gambino's niece, Mindy. I must speak with him.
I don't care if you're the Pope, kid. No password, no enter. Capiche?
Well, if you're going to be rude, then I'm just going to leave. So there.
What was that?
I said, so there.
Soon the door opens up to the rest of the stage.
Hey, you said the password. It's so duh. Come on in.
I didn't. Oh, never mind. It's like wartime. You don't ask questions.
Minnie enters inside. Soon she spots Uncle Vito sitting by a table next to what we assume to be a mob doll, gussied up and hanging on his every word.
So then I starts pounding his teeth in. And he's all, oh, please, Vito, just give me a few more days to get your money. So I says to him, I says, sorry, pal, I already started punching you. No take backsies now.
Ah, Vito, you're such a riot. And you're so forceful, too.
Of course I am. Hey, baby, give me a kiss, huh?
Sure thing, handsome.
Vito and the doll pucker up, but as their lips are inches apart, Mindy soon clears her throat.
Excuse me, Uncle Vito?
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Well, I'm your niece, Mindy, and
Who let you in here, huh? Who's the dead man who let a kid in here? Ain't no kid supposed to be in here.
Ah, cut it out, Vito. You're scaring the poor kid. So what's up, Cookie? What do you need?
Well, I'd like to speak to my uncle in private about something, if you don't mind.
Yeah, make like a tree and leaf, huh, baby?
Yeah, sure, Vito.
Okay, so, take a seat there, Mary.
Mindy.
Whatever. Just take a seat, huh?
Uncle, something terrible has happened, and you need to be aware of it.
Uh-huh.
Uncle, please, I need your full attention.
Yeah, I'm listening. Just spit it out, Margaret.
Mindy.
Whatever.
The rudeness of you. Okay, you see, Uncle, my parents, your brother and sister-in-law, they've passed on.
Yeah? Well, gee, that's a shame. Well, just tell me the funeral home to send the flowers to. And, get me a prayer card, too, while you're at it.
Don't you want to at least listen to the rest of this story?
Honestly, not really.
Now see here!
Look, Melody.
Mindy. My name is Mindy.
Mindy, Melody, tomato. Look, kid. I barely speak to any of my family. That includes my brothers. And it includes whichever brother was your old man.
But Uncle...
I got my own life to take care of right now. I don't need to be dealing with some little brat 24/7. I barely even know you. So why should it be my problem?
I came all this way to speak to you. to try to find maybe some words of comfort, and this is how you treat your niece, a young girl? You horrible beast, you pig!
Oh, easy there, Motormouth. Let's not say things we'll regret.
You know what? I wouldn't want you to be my guardian if my life depended on it. Now that I've met all of my uncles, I can go to Mr. Selnick, my lawyer, as well as a judge. And when proceedings start, believe you me, you will be at the bottom of my list of choices.
I won't lose sleep over it. If there's nothing else you need to say, there's the door. Beat it, Squirt.
Fine, I will.
What a dumb little dame. It's no wonder I cut ties with my family.
Vito! Vito!
Yeah, baby?
Do you realize what you've done? Do you know who you just kicked out of here?
Her name was Monique or Michelle or Moo Moo or something like that. Who cares, though?
Well, you should for starters. That was Mindy Jenkins. Her father, your brother, was richer than Midas.
Huh?
Look for yourself. It's all over the papers. Her parents kicked a bucket, and she's looking for a guardian. Whoever gets the gig will get to house her family fortune. 500 million smackers.
500 million? She's worth 500 million? If I became her guardian, I'd get a piece of that pie? And I just threw her out onto the street?
Yeah, you did. Vito, what's wrong, sugar? Well, come on, say something.
I.
You what?
Oh, I needs to get me that money. I need to become that brat's guardian. Mindy, oh Mindy, come back. Uncle Vito is sorry, so sorry. Let's catch her before it's too late.
It's too late.
No, my money's driving away after that car.
He and the mob doll race off as we black out, and thus ends Act 1. Some jaunty music starts up as we see Hustle and Bustle on stage. It's the middle of Mindy's living room. She, Conrad, Miss Beasley, and Bobby are busy sorting through bags and bags of letters. Mindy is reading the letters as others move bags around.
In closing, Mindy, I hope that you are able to find a suitable guardian. If it'll help make your decision easier, perhaps we can have you and your uncles be on my television program, and they can pitch to you why they should be your guardian. Please let me know if this works for you. Sincerely, Jackie Gleason. Oh, wow. Jackie Gleason wants me to be on his television show. How exciting!
Miss Mindy, forgive me my saying so, but given what you've told us about those horrid uncles of yours, I feel like it would turn into a circus rather than a normal televised program.
It is ghastly, but the girl has to pick at least one of them, as unfortunate as that is.
Well, maybe we just all got off on the wrong foot. Every single foot to be had. I'm sure that if I were to meet them all again, it'd turn out better. Except Uncle Vito, though. I absolutely will not speak to him again after the way he treated me.
It seems to me he truly got under your skin, Miss Mindy.
That's an understatement.
Ha! Well, would you look at this? I got a letter right here from Jerry Costello, age 12. And it's even got a smiley face on it. See, Mindy? I told you had a few boys looking to woo you.
Woo me, huh?
Sure.
I'll get it. Jenkins residence. Oh, it's you. Young man, you've been told in no uncertain terms that you are not to call here anymore. Your niece does not want to speak to you. Now, see here, you ruffian.
What's going on?
It's that Vito character. He claims he'll keep calling until Mindy speaks with him. Young man, you will not tie up this phone line with bombarding calls. If you continue to call this residence, I shall call the police. Oh, put me in cement shoes, will you?
Mrs. Beasley, hand me the phone. I'll deal with him. If it means he'll stop calling. Hello, Uncle Vito. It's Mindy.
Mindy! Sweetie, honey, baby, pussycat! I just wanted to apologize to you.
Somehow, I doubt you really feel that way. You're probably just groveling. Because you know about my inheritance, don't you?
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Goodbye, Uncle.
Mindy, no. Wait. Please reconsider. Baby Cakes, listen. I'll make it worth your while if you give me another chance. I'll give you your own casino to own.
My own what?
And I'll cut you in on my basketball betting pool, too. This phone call is over, bozo. Goodbye.
Oh, the nerve of that man.
Now do you see why I wouldn't consider him guardian material?
Shall I telephone the police, Miss Mindy, so they can figure out some way to stop this nonsense?
Never mind the police. I'll personally go over and punch that wise guy in the nose.
Oh, now, Bobby, really? I'm ashamed of you. You need to punch him in the jewels. Hit him where it really hurts.
Mindy puts a hand to her mouth to stifle laughs as Bobby smirks and shakes his head and we black out. As the lights come back up, Jennifer St. James is seen walking onto the stage. She is carrying a mic in her hand and is looking around. Bobby soon comes on the stage and bumps into her.
Oh, pardon me, miss.
Oh, quite all right. Hey, wait a minute. I recognize you.
I didn't break a day with you, did I?
You're Mindy Jenkins' bodyguard, right? I think your name is Bobby?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume you're Jennifer St. James, the reporter who's been following the story?
That is correct.
Huh. Well, forgive my saying so, Miss St. James, but the TV doesn't do you justice. You're so much prettier in person.
That's awfully kind of you to say. But perhaps you could help me a bit by answering some questions?
Questions, huh?
Oh, yes. Mindy is a sweetheart, but she seems to be dodging me a little bit. I don't blame her, honestly, with all that's going on. If I were in her shoes, I probably wouldn't want a microphone or a camera stuck in my face.
So then why keep hounding her?
I know, but it's the name of the game, you know? It's ratings. And the story of Mindy searching for a guardian is currently the hit of the nation.
You're not wrong, but still. She's had a hard enough time as it is, losing her parents. Maybe just ease back a little bit, huh? Give her some space?
I mean, I know what it's like to lose relatives, but never both of my parents. I see what you mean.
I'm awful sorry. I don't mean to talk down to you or tell you how to do your job. I guess it's just that I've known Mindy since she was a baby. I'm very fond of her, in case you can't tell. She's like family. When she suffers, I suffer, you know?
I do. And that's very sweet of you to say. It's wonderful to see someone care about her as much as you do.
Thanks. Say, Miss St. James?
You could call me Jennifer if you like.
Well, Jennifer, I'd like to answer some of your questions. Maybe over a cup of coffee sometime?
I'd like that.
Me too.
After a blackout, Mindy is back on stage carrying a few books in her hand. As she walks across stage, she soon hears a voice from somewhere.
someone there?
Mindy. Yoo-hoo! Mindy!
Who's there? Who's that?
Hey, a cookie. Remember me?
You're my Uncle Vito's girlfriends of sorts, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Irma's my name.
Well, Irma, I have to go. I'm heading to the library. And besides, if you come from Uncle Vito, I don't want to listen to what you or him have to say.
Wait a second, kiddo. Come on. Hear me out, won't ya? Vito. He's not a bad guy. Really, he's not. He might seem like a bit of a joke, but deep down, he's a sweet fella. And I think he'd be a great uncle to you.
Oh, do you now?
Sure.
I don't suppose this has anything to do with my inheritance, right? You're not just trying to get some of that money, right?
What? Money? Ah, I don't even know about what's money.
Goodbye.
Wait! Come on, you gotta believe me. Vito's a great guy. He really is.
Oh, yeah? Tell me what's great about him. Give me 5 great things he's ever done that didn't fit him at all. Give me 3. Can you even give me 1? I didn't think so.
No, wait. I got one. This one time, some guy owed Vito 200 smackers from a game of poker. Well, Vito, instead of breaking both his arms and his legs, only bruised a couple of the guy's ribs when the guy didn't pay up on time. Isn't that nice of him? I should have gone with the story about Vito only hitting a guy with his car twice when he owed him that $500 loan.
She begins to trudge off when suddenly Uncle Vito appears on stage.
Hey, come here. So, did you convince that brat to hear me out?
Nothing doing, Vito.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Vito, forget it. You blew it big time. That little cookie ain't gonna give you 500 cents, let alone access to have 500 million.
Oh, no. Vito Jenkins never gives up on a task when he gets one, especially when it comes to that kind of dough. We'll just need to think of another way to approach this.
Ah, no, forget it. I already made myself look stupid in front of that kid. Now it's your turn to come up with a plan.
Phew, fine. Your plans stink anyway.
Excuse me?
You know something? I think I know what I need to do here. It's been so obvious. I'm a dope for not thinking of it sooner.
What is it?
Well, think about it, babe. When have I ever gotten something from a person by being nice, huh? Maybe, just maybe, I need to start being not so nice. I think with a little bit of persuasion, I can get a way to get exactly what we want. Come on, I have an idea.
Irma shrugs and goes off with Uncle Vito as we black out. Mindy comes on stage again and crosses over to a telephone. She dials a number and then waits. A spotlight appears on Mr. Selnick on the other side of the stage as he is seated by a desk and chair.
Hello?
Mr. Selnick, it's Mindy Jenkins.
Ah, yes, Mindy. Am I to assume this call is regarding your guardian search?
That's right. I think I'm ready for a preliminary meeting with Judge Buford to get proceedings started, sir.
Ah, excellent. As soon as I hang up with you, I'll call the judge and we'll get a hearing done.
Yes, that would work fine with me.
Very good, very good. I'll call your house back with more details. Goodbye, dear. Come in.
Slowly in walks Uncle Vito in disguise. He is carrying a stack of mail in his hands.
Mail call.
Just leave it on my desk.
Got it. Whoops. Sorry, boss.
I need to hire better people. Just pick them up and leave me to my work.
Uncle Vito nods and picks up the papers from the floor, making sure to pocket a few slips into his breast pocket. He salutes and walks out. As the spotlight dims on Selnick, a new one pops up on Uncle Vito, who is near a payphone.
Glass to listen to that lawyer through the door. A mail-room clerk disguise. Some papers detailing that brat's money. And a whole bunch of quarters to make a whole bunch of phone calls. Operator, connect me to Cecil Jenkins, please. Cecil, hey there, kiddo. It's your brother, Vito. So, you know how that brat, niece Mindy, has been visiting all of us? Well, take a listen to how much she's worth.
Blackout and fade up to Miss St. James.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mindy Mania has reached the pivotal moment. Just 24 hours from now, the Honorable Judge Buford will be heading the proceedings, and finally, Mindy Jenkins will be finding herself a guardian.
Judge Buford, meanwhile, is motioned on by Jennifer. He's all smiles and eagerly approaches her.
We have Judge Buford here with us. Judge Buford, do you have any words of encouragement for Mindy before these court proceedings?
Am I on camera?
Yes, sir.
Out to a whole bunch of people on the television?
Yes.
Well, in that case, I want to say hello to my wife, Mildred, and my kids as well. My kids, hey kids, and my brother, Henry. Henry, that's me, and my sister, Stephanie. And,
Your Honor, that's very sweet of you, but we're a bit pressed for time.
Yes, well, Mindy, remember, dear, this choice is yours and yours alone. Don't let anyone or anything try to force you to decide on a certain uncle. That's all.
That is one very photogenic judge. Back to you with the news desk.
Brief blackout, as well as a projected message on the back of the stage which reads 24 hours later, the day of the hearing. Then we light up to Mr. Selnick and Mindy, who are walking side by side. There's the sounds of hustle and bustle abound.
All right, Mindy. This is it. Just remember, when Judge Buford asks you his questions, answer them honestly and calmly. Don't let anything faze you. He's not here to scare you or intimidate you. He's here to help you.
Of course, Mr. Selnick.
Now, I need to go back in and speak to Judge Buford and a few of the clerks in his chambers. I won't be more than a few minutes. Then we begin the proceedings. Bob, you should be here any minute now, so you won't be waiting for long. I shall return.
Mindy nods and begins to look around the stage, smoothing out her dress and whistling a bit as she does. Soon, Uncle Vito, with ominous music playing, walks up behind Mindy and puts a hand on her shoulder.
If you scream, if you make a scene, I'll shut you up permanently.
What are you doing here? I thought you were told you were banned from these buildings and these proceedings.
Well, one thing you should know about me. I don't do well with people telling me what to do. However, I like to tell people what to do just fine. Which is why I'm telling you, when that dumb judge asks you who you want as your guardian, you're going to choose me.
You? I would never choose you. I wouldn't choose you if
I don't think I made myself very clear.
He slowly pulls out a gun and points it at Mindy.
You are going to choose me.
Oh my god.
And if you don't choose me, well, I've arranged for a few events to occur. I took the liberty of calling the rest of my brothers, telling them about your dough and this proceeding. Naturally, they were all very, very interested in you all of a sudden. In fact, they're all probably on the way here as we speak. With them causing a distraction, I'll just pull you out of the building, and you'll meet an unfortunate accident. And believe you me, I can make it look like an accident. After that, after suitable mourning, I'll simply present that dopey lawyer of yours and the judge with a letter stating you were going to choose me. And presto, I'm 500 million schmackers richer.
You monster.
Of course, none of that will need to happen if you do the right thing. And I think you know what the right thing is.
He pulls a scarf over his face and ducks into the shadows as Mindy nervously backs away from where he was, and we black out to inside the courtroom. A chair and podium have been set up. A bailiff walks forward and addresses the audience.
All rise. Presenting the guardianship case of Mindy Jenkins. The Honorable Judge Buford presiding.
Judge Buford walks on, all smiles and waving at the audience. The bailiff motions for him to sit. He does so.
Be seated. Mr. Selnick, is your client present and ready to be questioned?
She is, Your Honor.
Very well. Mindy, dear, come and stand at the podium.
Slowly, Mindy walks on and over to the podium. Given the circumstances of the last scene, she looks visibly shaken and nervous.
Now then, Mindy, before we begin, I want to get a few basic questions out of the way. You are, in fact, Mindy Jenkins, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there has been no instances of you being coerced in any way to answer questions in a specific way, is that correct?
No, Your Honor.
You paused there, Mindy. I hope you're telling the truth.
I am, sir. I'm just, nervous about public speaking, I guess.
Now, Mindy, don't be nervous. I'm your friend. I'll make my questions brief and to the point, I promise. Now, Mindy, my first question right off the bat. You visited all of your uncles. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in this time, you've gotten to know them and have gotten all pertinent information about them. Do you feel you need more time to speak with them?
No, Your Honor. I feel like I have all the information I need.
Well, I suppose then the next and most important question is which of your uncles do you feel would be best suited to be your guardian?
Suddenly, there's a commotion off stage. The bailiff is seen trying to push several unseen figures back, with only their arms being seen poking out.
Get out of here.
Gentlemen, you can't be in here. This is a closed courtroom.
Bailiff, who on earth are those men? Why are they trying to come in here?
I think these are our uncles, sir.
Dearie, speak into my good ear and tell them to choose me. No, Mindy, choose me. I already booked you for a tour. You'll be sweet Miss Mindy. Mindy, please choose me.
No, don't choose me, you little cow.
If you don't choose me, it's 500 push-ups for you. Come on, lovey, choose me. I'll clean up the entire house, maybe.
Mindy is now getting more and more nervous and upset. She nervously fidgets as Judge Buford looks at her.
Mindy, this needs to stop. We need an answer from you, dear, please. Mindy, please.
For goodness sake, give an answer! I can't hold these guys back forever!
Mindy, come on. We've talked about this. You need to give a decision.
Please, just give me,
Answer!
Answer! Answer.
Answer!
Stop! Stop it! I can't take this. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Mindy! Mindy, no! Get out of my way!
He rushes up to Mindy and hugs her, then puts his jacket around her shoulders and begins to lead her off stage.
We're taking a recess.
What? Young man, you can't do that. Only I can.
Then hold me in contempt. I'm not letting her be harassed like this. Come on, Mindy.
After a blackout, the lights come up back on stage, Bobby still leading a crying, though not as hysterically, Mindy back onto stage. They sit on a nearby bench.
Okay, kiddo. Okay. We're away from all that. It's okay. Bobby's here. No one's gonna come near you.
Oh, Bobby, it was all too much. All of my uncles demanding I choose them, and everyone else wanting an answer. I got overwhelmed.
I know.
And what if you get in trouble? You hurt the judge. You can't just take a person out of a courtroom like that.
Mindy, I don't give a damn what happens to me. All I care about is your safety and mental health. I wasn't about to let this overwhelm you.
Thank you.
Think nothing of it.
Bobby, I tried to find you as soon as I heard about the commotion. Mindy, sweetheart, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, Miss St. James.
Please, you can call me Jennifer.
Oh, Bobby, Jennifer, the worst part of it all happened even before the proceedings. Uncle Vito, he...
What did he do? Did he threaten you? Did he hurt you? I swear, if he did, he's going to become a part of my car's bumper.
Bobby, come on now. The last thing we need is for you to be arrested. As much as this Vito character is getting on my nerves, and heck, I've never even met the guy.
I wanted to tell you what happened, but I'm scared, Bobby, Jennifer. I'm so very scared.
Mindy, look at me. Look me in the eyes. You need to know something. Whatever that piece of garbage did or said, I will protect you from it. I would never, ever let a thing harm you. You mean way too much to me. You're like a sister to me.
And you're like a brother to me, Bobby. Thank you. Like a brother.
What's wrong, honey?
Oh, I was just thinking, if I remember reading the will correctly.
I hate to break up this meeting, but I seem to recall I gave you an order.
Mindy gasps and stands up as Uncle Vito walks on.
I thought I made myself clear, Mindy. You choose me, or it's curtains for you. All right, you clown. Let's not do anything we'll regret. Just get out of here and leave Mindy alone. Hey, how about you mind your own business, huh, pretty boy? This concerns me and my niece.
Now, I'm really not a fan of yours. Leave this poor girl alone, you creep. I'm warning you, I'm a reporter. I'll have your face plastered all over the news.
Yeah, maybe, but at least I'll get rid of you tree at the same time. Not on my watch, you don't.
Bobby, he has a gun! Watch out!
Uncle Vito goes to grab his gun, but Bobby is just a bit quicker. He decks Vito in the face and knocks his gun away as Mindy screams in fright. Bobby subdues Uncle Vito as Mr. Selnick, the bailiff, and a cop rush on.
There they are.
Officer, arrest this man. He threatened our lives.
Don't worry. We have all the information we need. His main squeeze ratted him out.
Hey, Vito, honey.
Oh, you double-crosser. I'm gonna get you for this, Irma.
Ah, shut up, Vito. It was either I squeal or I get just as big a prison sentence as you. I think you see who won.
Is everyone okay? Bobby, Mindy, Miss St. James?
Yes, we're fine. Bobby, you saved us. You didn't even care about the gun. You saved us.
Of course I did. Remember, I said you mean the world to me. I wasn't lying.
Mr. Selnick, do you remember in the will when it said I needed a guardian? If I recall, doesn't have to be one of my uncles, correct?
Well, no. No, it doesn't. Technically, it couldn't be any adult who is capable of thinking or breathing, and, well, not disqualified for various reasons. Why do you ask?
I think I've made my decision on my guardian. If you would all be so kind as to come back to the courtroom with me.
Wordlessly, everyone nods and they walk off stage. Some ending music begins to play as the group comes back on with Judge Buford, Miss Beasley, and Conrad in tow.
So, Mindy, this is all correct? You've chosen Bobby to be your guardian?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Bobby, you're ready to take on this responsibility, doing it alone?
You bet I am, sir. And besides, I won't exactly be alone.
Oh?
We, didn't get to mention it with all of this confusion, but Bobby and I are going to go steady.
Oh, well, not a bad pick, young man. Not a bad pick. Quite a knockout. Well, second only to my wife, of course. The cameras aren't on, are they?
No, they aren't.
Well, in light of this, then, the court recognizes Bobby Smith to be the new official guardian of Mindy Jenkins. Court is dismissed.
Woo-hoo!
Bravo, Robert. Bravo. Bravo.
Woo-hoo!
Oh, now. Mrs. Beasley, really, some decorum, please.
Oh, stuff it, Conrad. This is a happy, happy moment.
She's right. It is a happy moment. One of the happiest of my life.
You can say that again.
Well, what shall we do now? It's the three of us now, Mindy. Anything you want, sweetie.
Well, I did have one thought.
And that was?
Well, remember those letters from those boys? You were right all along. I owe you a milkshake. Come on, my treat.
Everyone laughs as they head off into the sunset, and we fade out. The end.
Way to go, everybody! That was great.